Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about a phenomenon called the monopolization of perception, MOP, how these guys try to take over your world and have your horizon shrink so that all you're doing is paying attention to what they are telling you, what they want you to know and hear and think and experience. And it's easy enough for them to do that while they're with you and while you're living under the same roof. They can often try to control where you're going, who you're seeing, what you're doing with any time that's not spent with them. So uh, um, the end result of that can be making you feel like there's no way out, even if you get out, that you are, no matter where you turn, he still may be hiding in the shadows, ready to pop out at any moment. So on the one hand, don't fall asleep after you escape from a covert abuser and think, oh, it's game over now. I'm out. I can get on with my life. He's eventually going to forget and move on and get involved with somebody else. Um, that may be your point of view about you taking time to heal and recover and then to move on. But with someone like a covert abuser, if he fits the typical profile, they don't forget, they don't forgive, they don't release, they don't move on, even if they get another woman to spend time with, or man, or whatever they have, whoever they happen to be into at the moment, whoever they get to fill that empty space, that still may not be enough for them, because the MO of the covert abuser is to seek and destroy like a shark. And once they smell blood in the water, they are very intent on fulfilling their mission in life, just as you are all about lifting your partner up and the people around you up and connecting and having that sense of community and intimacy, that connection. That's not what fuels their fire. What fuels their fire is sowing seeds of dissent and discomfort and fear and suffering, and attacking the very people that they should be protecting the most. That's what lifts them up. And it can take a while to wrap your mind around this kind of functioning in the world, because we so desperately want to project our own values onto people that we have chosen to be in our lives. And even if you're deciding that you want to move away from this person, it can be very hard to wrap your mind around the fact that they don't want to let go and that this relationship is over when they say it's over. And that's what makes covert abuse and coercive control a lethality risk. Because with a covert abuser who's into coercive control, this pattern of threatening, isolating, controlling behavior, they treat their intimate partner like a possession, like something to use and to use up. And what is the ultimate right of property ownership? The right to dispose of it. And that's what makes covert abuse and coercive control a lethality risk. So you're dealing with a very different type of person here when you are in this type of relationship. And then after you end this kind of relationship, don't think that he's going to move on and call it a day and find somebody new to get involved with. Even if he does find somebody new, that doesn't mean he's given up his need for vengeance to reset the scales of justice and to act out his MO in life, which is life as a zero-sum game. If you left, well, there's a score in your column, which means he must have lost. And how does he get that back if he's felt shamed or humiliated or rejected by you? How does he address that imbalance where he's seeing himself as the victim and you as the perpetrator, and will often end up accusing you of the very things he's done to you? So if you can start to get this new mindset that you have one set of values for yourself and the people that you know want to have close to you, but then understand that he has a very different set of values. And one of those is called the monopolization of perception, where his idea is to maintain his control by having your world continue to revolve around him, even if you're not still in the relationship. So don't go back to sleep, Dorothy, in the poppy fields thinking that I'm safe. you can be safer than you were before, but don't let safety planning stop. Don't become paranoid, but just continue to be vigilant and start to shore up your defenses in every aspect of your life, because every aspect of your life, imagine yourself living in this fortress, this castle that you have made and spend so much time and effort and heartache creating to keep yourself safe. So what are you going to do to protect your castle? And what are the points of vulnerability in your fortress? You built a moat, you've got knights protecting you. You've reached out, you've built, gathered your allies, but what are the possible points of entry? Let's start with, I'm a woman of faith, and you don't have to be a woman of faith, but you do have to tolerate the fact that I am. So for me, what really helps me to lift myself up when I'm being attacked, one thing that helps me is my faith. That psalm that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. What can you gather around you? What can be your rod and your staff to comfort you? If you're not a woman of faith, what else can you rely on? Do you have a mindfulness practice that you can dig deep within yourself to shore up your inner reserves? Can you meditate? Are you into Buddhism? Is there something that helps you keep centered and focused? So when he's trying to steal your joy, to rob you of the variety that is there in life for you to participate in, and have you only focus on him and his latest attack or anticipating his next attack, there will be time for that. But does it have to take over your total worldview? What are the weapons you can have in your arsenal to defend yourself, to defend your castle? Your home should be your castle now, your kingdom. And if you're still living with your perpetrator in your heart, you can start off being free in your heart. But I think for almost everybody here today, you have gotten out, but that doesn't mean that the fight has been won, and it's time to put all the weapons away. We want to have our woman warrior helmet on, spend time to grieve the loss of that relationship, but also be thinking in terms of defense, in terms of strategy. So thinking about the spiritual aspect, how can you, if you are a woman of faith, can you draw on that infinite source of love and protection and power, so you're not just fighting this battle solo as the mere mortals that we are? How can you shore yourself up with, like, emotionally? Are there sort of uplifting things you can read and watch on TV? Watch out for, getting sucked into another episode of CSI, or there's so many shows on today that sort of take you down this dark spiral towards weirdness and depravity. And there's a lot of crap that's going on that's being broadcast these days. And watch out that it doesn't get into your heart and your mind and your spirit. What can you watch that lifts you up? What can you read that lifts you up? And what can you eat that lifts you up? Watch out for your nutrition. Are you taking good care of your body? And that means, getting enough sleep, taking your vitamins, eating your fruit and vegetables, and anything else that gives you energy and focus. Do you have an exercise routine? This is not optional anymore, these acts of self-care, because how can you go into battle unarmed? And your defenses against covert abuse will be mostly invisible. Your sense of inner strength, your belief in yourself, your dependence, if you have that belief on a higher power, that you've got this sort of protection around you, this invisible force field, or if you're into crystals or anything else that sort of lifts you up and gives you that sense of power, you need to draw on those things now going forward. So that he doesn't steal your joy. That's what the monopolization of perception is all about. That you will still keep focused on trying to anticipate his every move, responding to his every move, and recovering from his every move. There will be time and a place to do all of those things, but can we have a little silo in our mind that after we've spent time thinking about anticipating his latest attack and how to shore up our defenses, can we then take time for ourselves to live our lives and to figure out what is it that gives our life meaning now as a result of everything we've been through, everything we've suffered, everything we've overcome, and now everything we want to do in life as a result of what we've been through, but also in spite of what we've been through. Because our identity as a survivor is not our sole identity. I'm getting attacked on a lot of different levels, but I have to realize that my essence is it's still Ruthie. My dad used to call me Ruthie. And I think that's my essence. My core essence is Ruthie, the person that still sleeps with stuffed animals, that likes to walk on the beach, that likes to surround myself with good people, and this feeling of connection, that's exploring the world of art, acrylic painting. Who knew that even in your 60s, you can take up something like that? So what is it that could give you joy in your life that has nothing to do with your experiences, or could be a way of expressing yourself as a result of your experiences? Either way, what can you do that really gets in touch with who you are at your core essence? Not your identity or the identities that the world has thrust on you as a wife, as a mother, as somebody getting a divorce, as somebody recovering from all this, as a survivor. These are all identities. But what's at the heart of that, your core essence? Don't let him get there. Let that be what's protected inside your fortress, inside your castle. You be the queen of that kingdom, that you are you. I am Ruthie in my core, in my essence. And what does that mean? And that means finding out all the things that give me comfort, all the things that give me joy, and put all that other crap in a silo and consign it to the dungeon of your fortress, of your castle.